welcome back, guys. Like I said, not quite done the NGDL4 content yet. I mean, the league is done, but I'm actually going to do an exhibition match here against nooKers, who is actually a replacement coach. They entered the league this season, replaced Joey Fontaine, who had to drop, and he took over the Montreal Tryhard Landorus, but he didn't get a chance. He was a little bummed out he didn't get a chance to play me. We didn't actually play each other anyway. I didn't play that team at all. So it's not like I played Joey before. I didn't even play his squad at all. I'm like, okay, after the season's done, I'll tell you what, we'll do an exhibition match, and basically that's what we're going to do. So we're going to be using our squads at the end of the regular season, so that's before the playoff draft. Yeah, he took over the team, I believe, in week 5. He also wanted to rebrand it to the Pittsburgh Steelix. I wanted to keep it the Montreal for legacy purposes, but for the purposes of this exhibition match, we will go ahead and go for the Pittsburgh Steelix, who he should be joining the NGDL5 and future NGDLs as the Pittsburgh Steelix. So we're going to go ahead and, the Pittsburgh Steelix, the first official, or I guess unofficial match of the NGDL, will be this exhibition match here against Miami. So welcome to the league, Pittsburgh, and yeah, as you can see, I have my record up there. I put his record as what his record was when he joined the league, and he only did go 1-7. But it's always hard to take over a squad that you didn't draft and expect to do well. I thought he did a pretty good job, and he was competitive in pretty much all of his games, and he did a really good job, taking the draft he was given and modifying it to his play style. So he did make several changes throughout the season. He was one of the, I think probably one of the highest amount of transactions, per owner. So he made the most transactions or close to it among any owner. So he transformed the squad quite a bit. So if you haven't seen Montreal since the preseason power rankings, it's not going to look that familiar to you. Being this is an exhibition match, I'm not going to give all of my thoughts here in pregame. But there's my end of season roster. As you can see, I had Charizard Y for the last battle. I'd actually probably prefer Charizard X here, but we kind of just agreed to use whatever teams we had at the end of the season. So I'm kind of stuck with Charizard Y. I'm probably going to go with a physical Charizard Y, to be honest, like I did against Sharpedo 43. But that's all I'm going to really say about my squad. Let's go ahead and take a look what nooKers has. And so nooKers has that Landorus, originally the titular Pokemon of the team, but since he relocated Pittsburgh, not anymore, and he doesn't have a Steelix. That was a Kentucky team, but that's okay. Anyway, so this draft is actually pretty slow, aside from 2 Pokemon, the Acelgor and the Alolan Dugtrio, so I feel pretty confident being able to play speed matchups here. Now, one thing I did notice is the Sawsbuck. Because I'm locked into Charizard Y, we're going to see if he tries to go with the Chlorophyll set, if he brings it. It could be a little cheeky, but I have to be careful if he uses my Pokemon against me to break speed parity. Outside from that, I'm going to try to go with a special Celesteela here. I think I have Hidden Power Ice, Flamethrower, and Grass Knot on it that should allow me to hit pretty much all of his threats. So that's going to be something that I'm going to hopefully be able to do against him. I'm actually going to bring an ICMZ Ice Fang Aerodactyl just for the Landorus. If he leaves with it right away, like he probably will, or might, I don't even know. But I might be able to surprise him with the ICMZ. So yeah, that's all I'm really going to say pre-match. I mean, it's a kind of a bulky draft. I do have to be careful that Magnezone doesn't trap my Celesteela. I did bring the Wakan Berry for it. But that could be problematic. Just another thing I wanted to note. And of course, his Gigalith can set up the Sand, although I don't know if he has really any Pokemon that can really make use of it. He could potentially use Sand Force on his Alolan Dugtrio, so I have to be careful if we do play a little bit of Weather Wars. That is one of the advantages to bring in Charizard Y this week as opposed to X, is I'll be able to shut down the Sandstorm if he does go with that. So that's all I'm going to really say pre-match. I'm going to go ahead and play it, and let's go ahead and see how it goes. Alright, so there are the teams, and interesting, no Sawsbuck, and no, Sandstorm action there. So pretty much standard. I have to be careful of that, like, Magnezone, even with the Wakan Berry. Nothing that I didn't really expect. I'm going to go lead with Aerodactyl because looking at the team, I kind of think his Landorus is going to be his Stealth Rocker, and he might lead with it, but instead he leads with a Acelgor. So keep in mind, I do have ICMZ on this Aerodactyl, and even after the Intimidate, I should be able to kill if he doesn't have too much defense investment with a Sub-Zero Slammer. So we're actually going to go ahead and lead with the Acelgor. And I know that this thing can't quite kill me with anything, so I'm actually just going to go for the Stealth Rocks. And in comes the Landorus, interestingly. as I just go for the Stealth Rocks, like I said. And, yeah, I'm just going to go for the Sub-Zero Slammer, hoping that he's not Scarfed. I don't think he will be, but he ends up being Scarfed. Gets that Stone Edge, but Aerodactyl gets the clutch 1 HP survive, much to my surprise. The only reason I was able to survive, because he is apparently Jolly Scarf, not Adamant Scarf, and he doesn't have like full attack investment, so I am able to get off the Sub-Zero Slammer. Now, if he does have some defense investment, I might not be able to KO here, so I just go for it. I am at -1, but I do take it out, and yeah, that is really unlucky for him. That's, you know, that Stone Edge had like an 87% chance to kill, we discovered after the battle, so yeah, some early luck for me, and just really clutch by Aerodactyl. So then comes the Acelgor again, and I don't want to quite lose Aerodactyl because it's quite a bit faster than a lot of his Pokemon, so I might be able to use it later. So I'm just going to go into my Araquanid, and yeah, you're just going to go for a Bug Buzz. Araquanid has really good special defense, which is why I switched it in, and it does pretty much nothing. So I was thinking about Sticky Webbing, but Sticky Webs also actually do pretty much nothing against him because he has a lot of Levitators. So I'm just going to go for the Liquidation, and it ends up being a really nice play because the Electros comes in and takes quite a bit of damage from that. So I'm just going to go into my Roserade now. I don't want to take an electric move on my Araquanid. I do have the Charty Berry, not the Wakan Berry on it, so I really don't want to take an electric move. Anyway, I'm just going to go into my Roserade. This is a Specs Roserade. Just going to go for a Giga Drain. He ends up staying, which is good, so I get some of my health back, but now he has quite a few options to go into. And he does go into the Hydreigon, which does have the resistance to Grass. And yeah, so I decided to go to my Aerodactyl because I don't know what set this Hydreigon is. It could be Scarf, could be Specs, could be something else. Either way, I kind of want to see if he does, does lock himself into something, what it will be. Ends up being the Fire Blast, and it's a good thing I did that because it does reveal the Life Orb on the Hydreigon, so not a Scarf or a Spec set, so I know that my Charizard can outspeed. So like I said, this is a Charizard Y physical. I do have the Dragon Claw on it, but unfortunately, obviously, Dragon Claw is not going to be stabbed on my Charizard Y, but I am going to try to go for it, knowing that I have the speed advantage. I maybe should have tried to, like, I don't know, Dragon Dance here. Either way, I'm just going to go for that, and it does about half to the Hydreigon, as he just goes for a Dark Pulse, and at this point I'm thinking, okay, does he not have, Draco Meteor? So I'm just going to actually go for the Roost, because that does about half. I'm thinking, because I am faster, maybe I can just get him to die, kill himself to the Life Orb. He is doing a little bit more here. I probably should have tried to finish him off here, as I go for another Roost, and he does have the Draco Meteor, which kind of seems obvious to me now. I don't know why I was thinking that he wouldn't, and Draco Meteor is quite a bit stronger than Dark Pulse, and actually will be able to take out my Charizard from this range, so, I wasn't expecting that. I thought I'd be able to barely survive a Draco, but indeed I do not. And the Hydreigon is going to be able to get the kill there, unfortunately. But I do have the Sun. I'm going to go into my Celesteela. I do have the Wakan Berry in case he goes into the Magnezone here. And yeah, I wanted to make sure the Sun was still up so I could get a boosted Flamethrower. And he ends up going into a Celgor, which is also weak to fire. And I decided just to go straight for the Flamethrower. Might as well with the Sun up, and it will be able to take down the Acelgor. Unfortunately, I don't have the Autotomize, so the Magnezone might be able to outspeed my Celesteela. I do have a little bit of speed investment, so I can outspeed, his Alolan Dugtrio if he brought it, after a Autotomize, and apparently enough to outspeed his Magnezone as I just go for it. Like I said, I stay in, feeling pretty comfortable with the Wakan Berry, but I end up being able to not even need that because I can just outspeed him, and now I'm off to the races here with Celesteela. Take that thing out, and his last Pokemon is the Blastoise. And yeah, I'm just going to go for a Grass Knot. I don't think he's going to be able to kill me with anything, and he is just going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, and well, he's going to give it his best effort. So there's the Mega. And he's just going to go for an R-Sphere, and let's see if it's going to be enough to take down Celesteela. It is not, so Celesteela is going to be able to wrap this one up. Celesteela, just an amazing Pokemon that I transacted for this season. So the PGBL 3 draft is underway. Sorry, PGBL 4 draft is underway, so that's going to be really interesting. Yeah, that is coming up, so that will be cool. So we're going to dive in right to another league soon. I do have a few normal battles to post as well, but today's question of the day is going to be about the newly revealed Sirfetch'd. which is actually pretty cool. So it's a new Galarian form, a new Galarian evolution, similar to the new Zigzagoon Obstagoon evolution. So it's actually apparently a sword exclusive, but it is Farfetch'd with a sword, and Farfetch'd in the Galarian region will evolve into this thing, and I kind of really like it. Apparently it's a fighting type, so that's pretty cool. So leave me a comment about what you think about Sirfetch'd here, and yeah, we will. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So yeah, I am done. See you guys next time. Later.